I know that sometimes I be busy working on stuff and traveling and moving around. And so today, I just want to talk to y'all for as long as I can, which will only be a few minutes while I drive, and just tell you what's on my mind today. And what's on my mind today is what distractions are doing to us. What distractions are doing to us. I just got out of the gym because I've been distracted myself. You know, whoop. I didn't even see that. I just rolled up on the curb. See, that's why they tell you don't be distracted and drive either. I tell you don't be distracted and drive. That's exactly what I was in that moment. I started the camera too early. That's all right. I've been distracted lately, focusing on everything that's not going right. Focusing on everything that is, we had a couple deaths close to us in our extended church family, and those are people who mentored me and helped me, and they're not here anymore. And watching people in my church go through, and people who are honestly very close to me, go through some very tough times has been hard to see, has been hard to deal with. Watching how my family has mourned during this period has been tough. And then just regular struggles. Y'all know I get on here and be honest. The economy is economying. What does that mean? That the economy is doing what it needs to do, and so what it wants to do, due to leadership, and so stuff gets tight, stuff is rough at times, and so I get more focused on the lack in certain times, because I've had times in the last month where I'm like, oh, we got plenty, we good. And then I've had times in the last month I'm just like, I don't know, this is looking rough. It's looking rough. We're gonna have to go get that meat that's on sale. But I've realized that in analyzing the lack, focusing too much on who isn't here, focusing too much on the deaths in the family. Now, mind you, you have to mourn. You have to go through your mourning process. I'm not telling anybody don't mourn. I'm not telling anybody don't feel sorrow, because, you're going to feel sorrow in this life. We're not exempt from any of that. I'm saying harping on those things too long can become a distraction. Worrying about what's going on in the world as opposed to what you can do to help yourself during this time can be a distraction. I've been so distracted that, as you see, I gotta film a video while I drive leaving the gym. This is my first day of the week getting back into the gym after the holiday weekend. So I've been distracted, focusing on other things that I shouldn't be focused on. Focused on being too sad, focused on being worried, focused on, listen, why, especially as a man of faith, would I be so worried and so fearful? When I know that God hasn't given me a spirit of fear. God hasn't given you a spirit of fear. He's given you power and a sound mind. Use your sound mind. Use your sound mind to work on what you need to work on. All of these things, when we focus on it too much, when it becomes the main focal point, will take us away from what God has us and wants us to do. God has you in a particular place for a reason. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you when you're coming out, but I can tell you that there's a promise of God that he will never leave you nor forsake you. So that means that even as you're going through this, he's right there with you. Are you taking time? Are you taking a time out for God? Are you taking a time out for God? Are you taking a time out to pray? Are you taking a time out to ask God, please lead me, please guide me, please give me some discernment in this situation, Father? Please help remove the blinders from my eyes and help me to see the distractions for what they are. There are some people, and I know I'm going off on a tangent a little bit, but it's all relevant. There are some people who are time wasters. in our lives. There are some people who just want to get on the phone. They just want to gossip with you for an hour, 2 hours, or they want to get on the phone and tell you how sad they are for 1 hour, 2 hours. Now, when you need to help and counsel your family, you need to help and counsel your friend, you need to be a shoulder to lean, for people to lean on, for people to cry on, be that shoulder. Be sympathetic. But if somebody is calling you every single week about the same thing, crying about the same thing, that is no longer your job to counsel them. You got to turn them over to God and stop letting people drain your energy. Stop letting people drain and distract you from what God has for you. You spend 2-3 hours with somebody who's complaining about the same thing, who hasn't changed, who may or may not have gone to God to ask God to help them. They clearly haven't taken the time to change or invested time to change. That's 2 to 3 hours from your day, every week, whatever it ends up being, that you be devoting it to the people who God wants you to serve in whatever capacity he wants you to serve. Whatever capacity it is, it should be to lead people back to him. So are you doing what God has instructed you to do? Or are you spending too much time on the time wasters, on the energy vampires who just suck your energy? Are you spending too much time in the pain of worry? When God already knew the end from the beginning. So you just gotta have faith in the middle. That's all. Faith in the middle. See, faith isn't faith until it's tested and until you have to move forward not being fully sure of the next step. Just trusting God and moving forward. And if you are staying connected to God, you'll know when you move in the wrong direction. Because you're like, yeah, I did this, it ain't working out, let me move on and do something else. God will redirect you. So if you are submitting to him in all your ways, then that's when the word says, then he could direct your paths. All right, that's in Proverbs chapter 3. That's when he could direct your paths, when you submit to him in all your ways. So give him it all. Give him your pain, give him your worry, give him your frustration, give him the energy vampires, give him everything that's going on in your life. And move forward anyhow. And watch how things begin to incrementally, step by step, piece by piece, change for you. All right? That's all I got. I'm almost back. Y'all take care.